This is part 2 in a 3-part video series on how to create work orders from work order templates that are linked to meters. In video number 1, I showed you how to create work order templates. Now I'm going to show you how to set up a meter. We'll go to the meter screen, and we'll start here at the screen tab labeled number 1. We're going to create a meter unit. Now keep in mind, these units can be reused on multiple meters. In this case, I have a piece of equipment that needs to have a work order generated on it every 10 cycles, for example. I'm going to go ahead and create a meter called 10 cycles. Notice I don't put the name of the equipment in here. The value is going to be 10, and the units are going to be cycles. Now, if I didn't have the unit I needed, I could go to the options menu and I could create more units. Okay, I don't want to include the name in here because this way this meter name will be reusable. You can have up to 6 meters on a particular piece of equipment. Whichever one triggers first will generate the work order. Okay, I'm going to save this unit. Okay, so I have a meter definition, 10 cycles. Next, I'm going to link the work order template that I created in the previous video to this meter definition. Okay, so it was the star filter, calibrate gauges, I believe. And I'm going to pick my meter name, 10 cycles, and click apply, and that just linked the two of them together. Okay, now on to the final settings. I'm going to create a meter reading record. Now if you think about it, the meter is actually physically counting the equipment's cycles or hours or whatever it is you're looking at. So MainSmart is going to look at the work order template that I linked it to in step 2 and load the equipment names here. Okay, so we have the star filter, and in this case we just have 1 meter. And we can set the initial current reading, I'll just say it's 2, maybe the last time the work was performed, and then a rollover value. So if we want this to roll over at say 10,000 hours, we'll put in 9999, and we could also put in dates, and so on. If we check this, each time this updates, MainSmart is going to archive the settings or the readings. Okay, that's it. So we are connected at this point with a meter to a work order template. So what will cause a work order to be generated from this template will be when the current reading is 10 or more than the last performed. So in this case, last performed is 0. So when current reading reaches 10, we'll generate a work order automatically. So how do we get the readings in there? Well, there's a couple ways to do it. We can come in and left click on the row and select it and type it in manually. Okay, that's perfectly fine to do that. Another way we can do it would be to link our meter to a piece of equipment. So let's try that. I'm going to go to Options, Manage OPC Links. OPC stands for OLE for process control, and this is basically the protocol that machine computers use to talk. Most equipment does run on some sort of OPC compliant data source at this point. So to start with, again, I'll click New. I'm on the OPC items and tags, and I'm going to select my OPC server. Now you might have something in here like RS links or something to that effect, Wonderware, or any of those various OPC servers that are popular. I'm using a simulator by Matricon, so I'll say OK. Now I'm going to select my OPC item. Now think of an item as a memory address in a PLC, for example. I'm going to go ahead and pick a simulation item, and I think I'll pick this Sawtooth Waves. Hopefully this counts up. Click OK. I can give this a user-friendly name if I want. I'll go ahead and save it. Okay, so I've defined my memory address that I want to look at. Sometimes this may be called a topic or a tag, depending on what OPC software you're using. The point is, the MainSmart program can go out onto the plant floor through a network that connects your equipment to the MainSmart computer and read the data out of the equipment automatically. What this is going to get you is your equipment telling MainSmart when it needs maintenance. I think that is really cool. Okay, so let's go to the next tab, number 2. I'll click New. And okay, so equipment currently linked to meters, I just have the 1 in there, and it detected what meter I had. So I'll go ahead and pick the OPC tag it's being called in this case, and I'll save it. Okay, so let's see, what is our current reading on this one? Okay, so the current reading right now is 3, and that's what we'd entered earlier. But let's just see if we're connected to the OPC server. If I click Update, okay, it's still showing 3, so it hasn't updated. Okay, it just updated to 5. So it's incrementing itself up on some time interval or through some mechanism. So what this is going to get you, once this hits 10, the MainSmart meters table will see that, and the MainSmart meter scanner will detect it and generate a new work order along with any file attachments, details, parts lists, anything else you've attached to it, and then either just add it to the work order screen or send it out by email or to one or more printers. This is fully automatic. Nobody else does this. You have to get this through MainSmart. Okay, so that's pretty much video 2. In video 3, I'll show you how to turn on the meter scanner.